Welcome to the family with
Hackmaster, Ralph W. Basham, MD.
And Andy Brandt Bernard.
And then, of course, part two, which starts whenever they get here. The women will be here. Never on time, but they'll be here.
Oh, you're picking at a scab now. Picking at a scab.
They're never on time.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but it's true.
Is it?
Why is that true?
They're busy. They're busy stopping. They have to stop, and they're in traffic. You got a flat tire, something.
I was talking to Chris and Bert about this morning because she recommends movies a lot and does a good job with all that stuff. And then Ralph came in, said he had been attending a movie yesterday, not all that impressed.
No, not all that impressed. I was at Deadpool 2, just mediocre at best. Not enough funny stuff. I mean, look at it. It's a Deadpool movie. It's like a Godzilla movie. What do you expect?
Right.
No, they had this introspection piece to it, this self-loathing piece. It just was not. They walked through that one. It was just a money movie for them.
Why do people think that we want to sit through your emotional roller coaster in a movie theater?
I don't know.
Some people do.
Well, there's some movies. There's some movies that are that way. They're art pieces that are that way, that are a real thing, and people get a lot of joy out of pathos and get a lot of joy out of catharsis and things like that. Fine, but not in a Deadpool movie.
Right.
Not in a Godzilla movie. You want to go to a Godzilla movie and have some personal tragedy play out during the Godzilla movie? No, it's not part of that movie. So.
What was Godzilla supposed to be, the bad part of humanity? Is that why there were so many Godzilla movies?
Yeah. Godzilla is supposed to be nuclear weapons.
Oh, nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Okay.
Who said this?
That's the official so the first Godzilla movie, let's see, when did that come out? It was in 1954.
Was that Raymond Burr?
No, that was in Japan.
Oh, he was in the Japan one?
No.
He was in one of the ones where it was just
1954. This was just Japanese.
Oh, just Japanese.
It was made by Toho in Japan, all Japanese people. And what happened shortly before 1954 in Japan that might have involved nuclear weapons, perhaps.
Yep, you're right.
So, so Godzilla is this monster who comes from the Eastern Ocean and destroys Japan with his atomic breath and then leaves.
Oh,
that's the story of Godzilla. So it's not exactly a subtle analogy if you watch the first ones. It's literally just like, this is America blowing us up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then over time, it's evolved into its own thing, obviously, because you can't just make, atomic weapons bad over and over for 70 years. I guess you could if you wanted to, but it's not the best idea.
That's kind of stating the obvious very over and over.
Did you know that A-bombs are not a good thing?
So that, 1945 is when we bombed when we bombed Japan?
Was it 45?
Yeah, 45?
Yeah.
That was, 45. So not even 10 years later, they made Godzilla.
And why didn't we keep the pronunciation as Gojira?
Gojira?
Gojira was the original.
Because Godzilla sounds cooler in English.
Yeah, that's true. That's got the word God and the Zilla's in there. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I see. Gajia.
Speaking of
Gajia.
All-Star dropping bombs. We're talking about Gojira. We're talking about
Gojira.
Gojira.
Is it better to
Godzilla because apparently Ralph went and saw the new movie. Said not very impressed.
Could have been better.
Oh, I like the first Deadpool.
Oh, I know.
That was a long time ago.
It was funny. And they had all the other characters. The other characters weren't in this one. They had all these new characters and these made-up characters. Oh, they did the universe thing. They tried to incorporate that as sort of a silly thing to mock it. Oh, it was just...
the multiverse needs to go away. Yeah. I'm sick of the multiverse.
The multiverse needs to go away.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because that was a story in Starfield. The game that was released last year, a year ago, was released, and that was the main story in that.
She can use her new laptop.
You got a new laptop, Catherine. You can use that.
You can touch it.
This one?
No, the one on the end where you usually sit.
Oh,
well, whatever. It doesn't really matter technically. Although if she put her headphones on, that would be good.
Put your headphones in.
I'm working on it,
trying to get there. Just trying to get there.
So
that's enough. Lindsay's sick of me whining about the Deadpool movie.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. I'm No, I wouldn't. I wait for it to come on TV. I wouldn't go to the. It was nobody in the theater when we went.
No.
Went midday on Saturday.
Yep.
No. Nobody in the theater. Oh, okay.
Do we
5 people.
want to accept all cookies on
Sure,
StreamYard?
whatever.
Okay. I didn't want to do something that would compromise our security.
Compromise.
You can compromise whatever you want.
Compromise.
Don't want to do that. And my name is not Josh, but I think people can tell that I'm not Josh.
You're not Josh Arnold?
Okay.
Right now.
I think am I on the right stream?
You are not.
Every day.
I don't know. You just
Who
do
I
it.
went to the
with
top StreamYard.
Did you though?
I did. Here's your link.
There we go. Okay.
Well, what
Good.
day does it say on it?
I don't know. I don't have my glasses
Oh, God.
First
on.
step.
How about now?
Well, you're not in the. Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Okay, now
wee,
we're
wee,
good.
wee. Okay, got it.
Why
Have
can't we
you
see her?
been talking about the movies that we've been seeing, the
Well, I
classics?
thanked everybody in the audience,
Oh yeah.
you know, both for this show and the morning show, recommending movies. They've recommended 5 so far, and they've all been really good movies.
Yeah, let me see who recommended
Before the Devil
Bef-
Knows You're Dead.
Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. You know, it's funny because older movies like that was from either 2007
Yeah,
or
2007.
well, there were two websites. One said 2000, one said 2007.
Yes,
So
exactly.
somewhere in the early 2000s.
Yep.
And you know, Marissa Tomei is her name. Tomei. She's basically
Tomei.
naked the entire time.
Yeah, she's naked the whole movie.
The gratuitous nudity was so
Yeah,
blatant back then.
sure was.
But I mean, it was a really good movie. The gratuitous nudity would have turned me off. I probably never would have watched it because it's like, you know, I feel sorry for the actresses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, they're just going to make them be like that. It's got to be uncomfortable. Nobody wants to sit there naked the entire time. I know that that's celebrated in the world of actors. You know, oh, she's so
Yep.
committed to
So
her art.
brave.
And all
I believe we refer to it as our craft.
whatever.
Thank you.
Craft.
But you know, it just gets to be like, okay, enough. But it was Philip Seymour Hoffman is
Phenomenal.
a very good actor. Anything
Was.
he's in
Was.
I
He's
know.
no longer with us. God rest
No.
his soul.
I know it's
Drug
sad.
addiction.
Yeah, and he played a drug addict in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
junkie.
okay, so he died of an overdose.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he
And
did.
we looked it up last night because I was like, why did he? I knew he died, but I didn't know why.
Ethan Hawke was terrific. Everybody in the movie was terrific.
Ethan Hawke turned himself into like such a dorky looking guy with just
He
his
did.
facial expressions.
He
He's, you know, he's pretty cute and he just looked like just a dumb shit.
Yeah, he did.
He really
It takes a
did.
little bit of makeup too can make you look. They change your shading in your face. It make you look a little odd.
Tilden Katz is the one that told us about before
Tilden.
the Tilden Katz.
Excellent.
Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. He
So-
even gave a little summary of it.
Oh, did he? What did he say?
He just said, Andy, Philip Seymour Hoffman, a debt-ridden broker, needs some quick cash. He ropes his younger brother, Hank, Ethan Hawke, into a scheme to commit the perfect crime, to rob their parents' jewelry store. And I didn't know that Albert Finney and Rosemary Harris were both like British royalty type Shakespearean actors.
Mhm, yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's the kind of
Phenomenal.
people that used to be in movies.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
That's
oh, they
true.
were on YouTube once picking their nose and they got 400,000 likes and now they're
Mhm.
letting an actor, you know.
Well,
it's
you don't
just-
think Fred the movie is high cinema?
So that's why you watch BritBox, because so many of the
Oh, yeah, we do.
I
all
do
the time.
like Britbox.
so many of the
do.
British actors are classically trained, and
Yep.
you get that elegance of that acting that is maybe not present in some current actors or current personalities.
I got a Howard the Duck. I swear Tom
Howard the
will love
Duck,
it. If
really?
not, the grandkids will love it.
Huh.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think I've ever seen Howard the Duck. So
Howard the-
maybe next time we babysit and we have a movie night, we'll
do
save
Howard
Howard,
the
the
Duck.
Duck.
It might.
Howard the Duck is weird.
It's
Oh,
weird.
is it?
Yes.
Is it adult? Is it?
I would
adult
say it's
content?
probably not for kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There might be more gratuitous nudity or innuendo or
Yeah, I think there's a lot of innuendo, which I
And-
guess technically
and
kids
lang-
aren't going to notice, but
and language.
Derek Belden
know.
says Scotland, PA is on Prime with Christopher Walken, who's
Ooh.
usually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a retelling of Macbeth in a 70s fast food joint. Sounds
Really?
odd, but it's brilliant.
All right. We got another one to
yeah,
watch.
I mean, I like all this offbeat stuff because I'm sick
Right.
of we just haven't seen a good movie in so long.
Well, the movies now are terrible.
New movies, I should say.
Those reworking of classical pieces.
Reimagining.
Reimagining or restaging, reimagining. Yeah, well, that's, I guess, is that that's that can be really good, and it could give you another interpretation of things. We saw King Lear and a giant lesbian woman play King Lear. Which was a black woman, and it was good. It was good because it was just a very, very small theater, but it just made you think in other ways, and it was a presentation that was really, in some ways, shocking and really interesting, and it left a real mark and a memory with regards to the film. And I enjoyed it, but it's not for everybody, kind of thing.
Sure.
And we just saw about a year and a half ago. We just saw Carmen. And it was played like in a more modern kind of setting with cars on set and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was still the gypsies and all that sort of stuff. But that was, once again, that was a restaging of that. And so much of opera is that way. Everybody's, I guess, all the people who support opera have seen all the classical, theater, classical staging, classical costumes, and then they want to see something else. So they're trying to.
What was that movie that was in I don't know if it was a arts college or an arts high school, and it was that one about the woman who was a conductor. Kate Blanchett played it. What was that movie? Anybody?
She was the wife of a composer?
No, she was a conductor, and she was very odd. And she was talking. She was teaching a class, and they were like, I'm not listening to this old white music. I'm not going to learn it.
Oh, Tar.
Tar.
Called Tar.
That was a very good movie, actually. She was really good in it. And sometimes I don't like her very much, but she was really good in this. She's like the one that played the spy, the FBI agent, Claire Danes.
Oh, Claire Danes.
Sometimes she's really great, and sometimes it's just like, I think she just really is crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
I think she just might be nuts. I think this is typecasting. It's making me uncomfortable.
Like Philip Seymour Hoffman as the drug
yeah.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, is he good.
But he didn't really seem all strung out all the time. And when he was
No.
acting, at least, he didn't have the closed eyes and the weird, just look.
So what are the 4 or 5 movies we've watched?
Big
Recommended?
Lebowski.
Big Lebowski was phenomenal.
Never saw it.
but-
Never saw
Oh,
it.
you never saw Big
Never
Never
Lebowski?
ever
Okay,
saw
well,
it.
that's-
Tom interviewed the Coen brothers one time, and they were assholes to him, so he never wanted to watch any of
No,
their.
they never showed up.
Oh, they didn't show up?
Oh, I
They
thought
were
you said
booked
they were.
on the show. So I go and, hey, please welcome Ethan and Joel Coen. Nobody. Just dead.
Well, that's asshole, Ian.
Yeah, it's real asshole. And that's
So-
why I shredded them for a while and didn't go to see any of their movies. But now I'm over it. So, it all works out in the end.
And
I
did
don't
you
care.
make sure it wasn't some sort of booking error?
No, it was not.
Oh.
I found out later that I don't even know who it was. It's probably Tim Walz told him I wasn't a very good person. It's probably him. Our new candidate for the vice presidency of the United States.
How is that going to play? I
don't
mean,
know.
really, the $1 billion that he's lost in fraud.
$19 billion.
No, that he lost in fraud, just
Lost in
fraud.
yes.
The fact that he let the city burn for 3 days.
Mhm.
The fact that he lost more senior citizens than the state of New York, who impeached their governor
Yeah,
over doing the
well, he
exact
did.
same thing.
Yep.
How is this going to play out? I mean, is it just all about abortion and screaming about abortion?
Yes.
That's all that
Mhm.
matters
He's
to
a
the
good
voter.
bullshitter.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah,
He's good at bullshitting people.
It's going to be another election based on hatred
Yep.
and
Yep.
one policy politics.
Oh,
There you go.
Tom was listening to some news program last night. I was just like, can't one candidate just
I
run
know.
on policy
Yeah.
and not just attacking the other side? If we could just have one person rise above, I think people would go for that. I think everyone's getting sick of it, or did they love this? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I was out with a friend, and they made the comment that They wish the bullet was just a few inches,
Oh, I know.
inches to the right.
I know. You believe that?
You know, and I heard this,
see, I don't
and it
care.
was not in a private setting. It was in a public place. And I thought to myself,
Yep.
I can't wish,
No.
I can't wish harm on
No.
anybody because they
anyone.
have politics that might be different. So that's my point is
Yeah.
this is going to be based on hatred.
Yeah.
People hate these candidates.
Yeah, they do.
They're these sides that hate the liberal candidates. They hate the conservative candidates.
Yep.
It's just
And there's no in between.
and I've said before, every election, how many elections in the past have been based on hatred? Not based on politics, they're based on hatred of one more.
Well, and what's
exactly
amazing is
right.
people are okay with this. This is what we do. It's destructive. I've been saying for years, why don't we just get rid of the presidency? Because the president just is a puppet now and just does whatever
Yep.
he's told to do,
Well,
or she.
so you might reflect on that, and that if you have any fears of electing someone who may not have experience or may not have presented themselves in the greatest way.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
maybe that doesn't really matter.
No.
Doesn't really
No,
matter. 'Cause they're not
globalists
going
and-
to do.
globalists and
They're going to have
corporations run
advisors.
the
They're
place.
going to be telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
No.
Is there a political face that we put forward? Of strength or something? Maybe. But Margaret Thatcher was pretty strong. She was a strong
No, they didn't like
woman
her.
leader. I know, but
They hated her.
She was a strong leader.
She was. And they hated her for it.
I'm very
Oh,
happy in the
okay.
fact that I don't even talk to politicians anymore.
Oh.
Both sides too. I want nothing to do with them. As long as they need you, boy, you're really important. But once they don't need you anymore, they don't even reach out ever.
I
They
just
can all kiss my sister's
Do you-
black cats.
do you think that anybody's going to actually know what Walz is, or are they going to just hide it? And they're all just going to make him this down home, teacher. I used to be in the
Yeah.
National Guard or whatever the hell he was in, and that's
Well, they're
stupid.
already making fluff pieces about how he appeals to rural conservative voters, and
No, he doesn't.
he's the great unifier.
They
Oh,
can't
God.
stand him.
Nope.
They hate him.
Didn't
But-
he call everybody outside of the metropolitan area land of rocks and cows?
Yep.
But yeah, he's the guy who's going to get the conservative vote.
You squander
Not a chance.
19 billion dollars. Say the schools are fully funded at last because of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oops, we didn't fully fund the schools because we don't even know what that means. We don't even have a number what that means. And then we raise taxes.
So, which vice presidential candidate is going to appeal to the conservative vote more?
It's not going to be Walz.
I think that's kind of clear.
Don't
you
you
got
think
got
that?
two white guys? You got a young white guy, younger white guy.
And JD
Who?
Vance.
Yeah,
younger
yeah.
white
Oh,
guy.
younger
I
one.
really don't know that much about him,
I know.
Yeah, but he's younger. So maybe
except for he wrote that book.
okay.
That's all I know about him. I have not looked into
What was
him
it
at
called
all.
again?
Hillbilly
Hillbilly
Elegy.
Hillbilly Elegy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made some money. There's no question about that.
And I know that he did grow up poor in the mountain, I think the Appalachians
Was
or
his
something like
grandparents
that.
or something?
His
So we're
mom
gonna-
was a drug addict.
Oh,
I
we're
know.
going to elect Hill people.
He went to Harvard. He rose above it and worked real hard.
Yeah,
and
he's still-
I think he was in the military.
He's still Hill people.
Well,
I
He
don't
doesn't
think
talk
he
like one.
actually was. His parents were, but I don't think he was.
I thought he was.
I
don't know.
maybe I use that word a little too loosely, but having grown up there,
Sorry to all the Hill people. That are
Hill
listening.
people,
Yeah, exactly.
I have
having
nothing
grown
against
up,
you.
having grown up near there. I mean, I
Yeah.
have a familiarity. Much of my family were kind of like Hill people.
Yeah.
So I've been around Hill people.
How about Lowry Hill? Is that okay?
Lowry, there you go. That's another. Those are good Hill people.
I don't know. I
exactly.
just think we should do away with the presidency altogether.
agree.
And I think we should
And maybe
just
that's-
nuke the whole system and start all over again.
And maybe
Yep.
that's what we're doing.
Well, I think
We
we
might
are
be.
doing it,
All things
but it's in the
considered.
wrong direction. I mean, Minnesota politics are now left of California, left of New York.
Oh, it's the most.
And that's why they love him, because
Yep.
he got all that stuff pushed in at 2:00 in the morning and never did due diligence with all the other people. He just pushed it through and they love him for it. He was recognized by Obama for pushing the progressive agenda through.
That's
So
where it
I
started,
can't
yeah.
imagine that any conservative person is going to like that process.
But wait a minute now. You got to be proud of the Obamas. He's bought another $12 million house.
It's good to be king.
Good to be king when you write books. Did he even write those books? Did somebody else write them?
Most
and they
likely
put his
not.
name on? Probably not.
Doesn't matter.
$12 million house. Got another one. What's that now? Like his fourth or fifth house?
How many houses do these people
How many,
need?
how many houses does Obama own, Andy?
Let's see.
Because he's got one in Chicago, in
Hawaii,
Illinois.
Chicago, Washington. Hawaii,
Um,
Chicago, Washington, Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's
now
Vineyard.
2 in Martha's Vineyard, and this is what we know of.
I guess so.
As of June 27th, it was 3. Oh yeah, it's 4 now.
Oh, well,
So
I
he
guess
bought
4
another
isn't bad when you're a
Does he have
billionaire.
a private
Washington
plane, too?
D.C., Martha's Vineyard,
Don't we have to fly him all over for the rest
Hyde
of his
Park
life?
in Chicago, and now this.
Oh, we
new
fly
one
him around?
apparently.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we fly him around.
Oh yeah, he gets guard. He has guards and
Well,
everything.
wait a second. We're flying around Trump. We're flying him around too.
No,
I
I don't
don't
think we're
know.
flying around Trump
I don't
Why
know.
not?
because I don't know. I think he's because he was impeached or something. I don't know. He does get security, but really great security.
Yeah.
Does Clinton get flown around too? Oh yeah.
I think
guess.
I think for a certain amount of time they get security, right?
I
After
thought it was the
they
rest
always-
of their life.
I think
For
it's
a while?
forever.
Yeah,
is it forever?
Yep.
I
It's
think it's
forever?
forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. But I don't know about the flying around.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Well, they all got private jets anyway. They're all multi-billionaires.
Yeah, I just want. Well, how many? So how many homes do you have to have before you think? Yeah, maybe I get a private jet instead. You know.
A former president has
private
no. He
jets-
has to be on official government business to get access
Well, yeah, and I'm sure everything's official government
Yeah.
business.
Oh, I see. I see. Everything's a deduction.
I'm meeting with a 4-H leader in Hawaii next week.
Eddie, how much is Bill Clinton worth? He's got to be up there in the high millions,
Oh,
Maybe
that Clinton Foundation.
hundreds of millions.
yeah.
Yeah.
hundreds of
Gotta
millions
be.
of dollars. Yeah, the Clinton Foundation.
Yep.
The
people
man,
are saying 100-ish, 120.
120 million.
Which is actually kind of surprising.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it'd be a
lower
little
than
bit
that.
heavier than that.
That's what I thought too.
But I don't know. A lot of people did not like what he did, and they didn't like Hillary. So maybe
This
they
is
don't
true.
give as much as you
No
think.
one liked Hillary.
Hillary is pretty shrill.
Yeah, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Well,
She was another real hateful person. Well, Nancy
Yep.
Pelosi, she's super hateful, and people love her.
And she's a billionaire.
And she's a billionaire. I guess I just don't know what I'm talking about with politics. You have to be an obnoxious grifter to get high up there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Apparently,
it's a sort of an odd business.
It is a
Politics,
very odd
very
business.
odd business.
Well, what's the old saying? Politicians are ugly people who wanted to be actors.
That's kind of
Oh.
cold.
It makes sense. They can't get enough
Yeah,
attention.
yeah,
they
we-
cannot. Some of them. Look at
Okay.
like AOC or somebody like that. She can't get enough attention.
Or like Mr. Trump.
Yeah,
President
well,
Trump,
definitely
you
can't
know,
get enough
same thing.
attention.
He loves
but
the
he
attention.
was an actor.
He was
So-
he was a
Well-
personality. I wouldn't say
He was
an
on Home Alone too.
actor.
Oh, that's right.
He has
told,
IMDb.
he told Kevin
Yeah.
which way the hotel was or
That's
something.
right. He did.
Oh,
You know,
Oh, that's right.
I do feel very, very lucky in the fact that I, grew up very, very poor. And then I got had the highest rated morning show in America and was treated a totally different way. And then I got fired from there. You should, honest to God, I have this big mountain in the middle of my life when it was important to know me. And now I'm not. So I don't hear from any of those people ever again. And not one of them has reached out to me. Isn't that
Mhm.
amazing?
I think if you did a completely political, one-sided screaming and yelling show, you'd probably hear from people.
Yeah, that's probably true, but I'm not going to do that because I can't stand the
Oh.
Democrats or the Republicans. They're all
Yeah.
a bunch of phony bastards as far as I'm concerned.
I know.
what a screaming, yelling ish.
Yeah, that's what they are. You listen to the news
you're right.
programs, you're just like, oh my God, these people, they just make up anything. And
Well-
as long as you scream it over and over and over again, people will listen to it.
But the only place I've heard this so far is on a local radio station that covers politics. Nobody's talking about the fact that Google, they say it was a bug that did
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You
Oh,
could
I
not
bet.
find Donald Trump on Google. If you put Donald in, it went immediately to Donald Duck.
Well,
Of course.
Google has been
That's-
compromised for a very long
No
time,
doubt
in my
about it.
opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
They're trying.
Never.
A bug call. You could not find Donald Trump on Google.
I've been using
Google
DuckDuckGo
search.
for, I don't even know, maybe 10 years because they do sell your information, but they don't track you.
They all do.
Google sells your information
they-
and tracks you.
Well, the only way only information they get is tracking you. So they're
Yeah.
tracking you, and some of that's the information they're selling. That's what information do you have? What information? Whatever you go
Being
go to
tracked
website.
is a little bit different, in my opinion.
What's the difference?
Andy,
You
you're
could-
techie.
Turns
I
it over to
mean,
Andy.
It depends on what you're talking about.
You know what? You type in a link, then you go to the next link, the next link, the next. That's tracking. But the only information that they can sell is the fact you went to this link, and this link,
Yeah.
and your demographics. If they get a sense of your demographics, and they can't,
Yep.
with 3 or 4 data points, they know. Well, actually, 3 or 4, maybe 5 data points, they know who you are.
Yeah.
They know who you are. So it's I don't know. They say they don't do anything. Hey, we're clean, but they got to support themselves somehow, and they're selling something, and the only thing you got to sell is your tracking. So
I don't know, I'd rather pay a browser to just leave me alone and let me
Yeah.
just search
Yeah.
things. I would just prefer that.
would you? So you'd probably pay for that service?
Absolutely. Be left alone and not have everything spammed up all
We
the
don't
time.
even have that service, do we, Andy?
No, paid search engine? No, I don't believe so.
Elon Musk says he's working on one.
Huh.
Yeah,
Whether or not he'll do it or not.
and I'm certain that they will not track you, and I'm absolutely certain that they will not sell any information because that's the backdoor money they get. Oh, come on,
I don't know.
that's just a joke.
I
The
don't
whole
know.
thing's a joke.
Supposed to be working on it. I don't know.
Supposed to be. That is true.
We'll see.
I will be honest with you. Someday in the next few years, when I do retire, I'm going to get a beeper.
Oh, we're going back to a beeper.
I don't even know that they sell them
Can you
anymore.
get
Oh,
a
sure,
beeper?
there's beepers.
Doctors use them.
Oh, they do
No,
still?
well, yeah, some use them. Yeah, there's beeper systems. I don't know of any doctors that use them.
No,
but-
not anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I mean, when you have a
they're-
cell
but no,
phone.
Even 10 years ago,
I don't know of
doctors
any.
were
That doesn't mean
using-
they're not used, but they use systems like that, and of course they've evolved.
they were
Andy.
seen as more reliable for a long time.
Yeah.
And they probably are.
Well,
No.
probably drug dealers probably like them because they can't
Probably.
be
No,
tracked.
drug dealers use burner phones.
Oh, burner
Oh,
phone.
except for the fact that you can't find a phone booth anymore. There aren't
Ooh.
any.
Nope.
I know that is
Yeah, I don't remember the
that's
last
a
one.
real thing.
So
I
maybe
saw one.
beeper wouldn't work because there aren't any cell phone. I mean, there aren't any telephones
Oh,
in
we
booths
were-
anymore.
We were in an historical hotel out in Spokane, and remember they had the
Yeah,
phone. They did have phone booths.
they did have phone
They
Put
booths.
did
their
have
phones
some,
in them.
They had some phones in them.
Airports have phone booths in them still.
Do they?
Yeah.
You have to go to the
Ooh.
airport to take a
Well,
call.
if you think about it, you lose your cell phone or something. There should be. I mean,
Some way.
Man,
to
some
contact
way
people.
to yeah
Are you sure,
communicate.
man? Wonder where the phones are. Man, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open for that. Thank you.
Yeah, they have
Andy.
public phones at the airport. I assume it's like, well, I mean, your cell phone dies and you're at the airport. What do you do?
Right.
Plug it in.
Or you lose
I
it, or you
suppose,
drop it. You drop
No, but
it.
yeah, if it's
it
like
breaks.
really gone, breaks or something like that, or you drop it off the tarmac.
Wonder what percentage of international travelers do not have cell phones.
Can't it be too high?
No, because
No.
your phone can pretty much be used in any country,
And,
right?
And,
as long as you
and
do that.
every country has huge cell phone use
Yeah.
because so much of telecommunications now are that they haven't put infrastructure in for hardwired POTS line phones. So the self-service is what's taken over.
Right.
I am not lying to you. I just picked up my phone, touched it so it would light up, and the first thing that popped up is Kamala Harris's VP selection is another failed leftist. That's what popped up on my phone.
Oh dear.
I don't know. He's the governor of a state. That's not.
Yeah, and
Can't
he's
be too
pissed,
big of a
pissed
failure.
away a couple of $20 billion of our money.
So
Well,
he
yeah,
did
but-
get the thing? Oh, he did.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't believe.
I know he is the guy.
I
Yeah,
know.
Wow.
I
Aiming
know.
to add Midwest muscle to ticket. There's a Midwest
Mhm.
muscle?
Well,
Midwest
he
muscle.
is popular in Wisconsin and Michigan.
Oh, well, yeah, because they're both super lefty too.
Yeah, they are. So I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be too extreme to the left or the right. It just makes no sense to be that extreme
I know.
where you
and,
hate people because they don't agree with you.
and there's that center of people who are just not being represented. So in the presidency, I mean.
Oh, and the presidency, yeah, you're not represented at all by
No.
the president of the United
no.
States. And how many years has it been since you have been? World War II, maybe?
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe World War II?
Eisenhower, maybe. Kennedy, Kennedy, even though, man, that sticks in my craw to think of it. I'd say a Democrat. He was pretty centrist. I mean, he was, I think, he was a pretty straightforward, level-headed kind of guy.
I was talking about getting rid of my cell phone and
Yeah.
all the rest of it. The last phone call I got was from my wife, Catherine Brandt, 23 hours ago.
The last phone call.
So the last phone call.
Should I call
No,
you every couple of hours so you feel more popular?
I think it's great. My phone never stopped ringing when I was at the Q with the highest rated morning show in America. It never stopped, and now no one calls me.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Tim.
Yeah, or what can you do for me lately?
Okay,
It's
so
done.
on X, Star Tribune, Harris selects Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as running mate, aiming to add Midwest muscle to ticket. Comments. Harris selected no one. Her handlers did. If
Right.
Kamala loses, his presidential aspirations are over. Midwest muscle from the governor that wants to bring every extreme radical California idea to the state.
That's correct.
Wants to. He already has.
He already has, yeah.
And that's why they're going to like him. Tim is further left than Kamala. Hang on, America. Her ticket just got even further left when she needed someone more moderate. Now the whole country will learn how awful Tim Walz is. I don't think Tim Walz and muscle should be said together. You spelled Midwest Socialist wrong. Excellent pick. Good luck. Such an effing paper rag outlet. Gym class was picked second last to play dodgeball, and they've got a picture of a big fat baby. Far left record on policy and legislation. This is from Washington Times. Follows Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential race, complicating her bid to win over critical swing state voters who do not align with ultra-liberal candidates.
Well, Walz is not going to do you any favors in a swing state. I can tell you that much.
No.
I will take mean tweets over burning businesses any day of the week. Walz is a bad choice for the country, second only to Newsom.
I would agree with that. Yeah, he's second only to Newsom would be horrendous, and Walz is just one tick short
Yeah,
of
but
horrendous.
Newsom's a good-looking guy.
That's true.
Walz looks like sort of a.
Walz is
dopey.
not an alpha, and there's no muscle in his being. During his most important leadership moment, he hid like a coward.
He did.
That's true.
And they show the city of Minneapolis
Do
burning.
They do vice presidential debates.
They
Yeah,
did.
they can. They
did,
have.
but
I
don't
wonder
know
if they're
will.
going. I wonder if they will,
I wonder.
because he's going to look.
He's a turd.
The
guy is a commie.
He's a turd.
And there's like maybe two. We love him so much we could die.
and this is
that's
from
about it.
Washington, D.C.
That was from the Star Tribune comments
Those are Star Tribune comments?
on X. You're not going to see that in the paper.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
On X, you'll see that kind of stuff, but
Yeah,
they
that's
would
true.
scrub any negative comments on
absolutely.
their page. Yes.
Well, like I said, Democrats, Republicans, as long as they need you, you're the best. And if they
That's
don't
right.
need you, they won't even think of thinking of you. It's all
That's-
about money.
Yep,
It
all
is.
about money and getting more of it from me.
Yep, that's what this is all about.
What do you say? More me now.
More me
I
now.
know, baby.
What the hell? Let's get back to talking about funny movies. Honest to God, it just pisses me off so much that people do not realize they don't give a rat's ass about you. They care about how much money's in their pocket, and that's all of them.
Well,
Yep. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all as in ALL capitals all the way. All of them.
It is. It's all of them. Democrat, Republican, centrist, whatever. It's all about how much money they go. I should have become a politician. I'd be a multi-billionaire if I
You
did
should
that.
have. You should. You
I
should
could
have
bullshit with the best of them.
Oh, you'd have been one of the best politicians, Tom.
Threaten people, do all that stuff.
there's still time. You're not that old.
You think I should make that move, honey?
You
You
know,
know, 72, you're a spring chicken.
You do.
Compared to these people,
You're
yeah.
at the White
hold of
House.
that podium and push
That's-
yourself up and
that's
sort of
true.
lean over to the other candidate on the
Yeah,
in a debate.
exactly.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd see what I would do if I were a politician, though, is I would just go with the facts. I don't have to try to insult anybody and try to one up because I know they're not very good at it anyway. So I could just tell the truth and do very, very well because, they can make up all they want. They're not going to win that one with me. Not a
Well,
chance.
It's all interesting because I saw an article about how MSNBC has the oldest people watching.
Yes, it does.
CNN
Yep,
is
yep.
followed. It's not by that many years. And it's usually people, that are in their mid 70s. So you think about that. People in their mid 70s are pretty much entrenched in their political party, right?
Yeah,
They're not going to
absolutely.
change.
Yeah.
There's,
Oh, no.
there's no way they're going to change. So they're just, they're keeping us very small amount of viewership, but maybe younger people just aren't ever going to watch television news. So they've got to keep what
And they're not
audience
gonna
that they
vote.
have.
And are they going to vote?
Yeah, that's true.
Are
Oh, the
Older
younger
people vote
Yeah,
because
they
they're
do.
so worried about Medicare and I guess abortion.
Yeah, well, abortion is a big. I don't really have an opinion. I grew up Catholic even, and I don't have an opinion on abortion. What you do is what you do.
No,
and it's
I
none of
have
my
a lot of
business.
opinions about abortion. I don't believe that you should be having abortions in your 7th, 8th, 9th month,
Well,
even your
and-
5th or your
I know.
6th
And-
or your 4th.
And the abortion
It's just how I feel.
demographics say that it's genocide. They're
Yep.
mostly black children.
That
Or
is
mixed
true.
race children. I mean, that is
true.
a real thing, and that hurts me, man. That hurts
I
me a
know.
lot. I mean, that's
It's terrible.
yeah. So I guess I come down on the side of free contraception,
Absolutely.
absolutely free contraception
Absolutely.
of all things, free
Yes.
contraception, and then free morning after pill.
I agree.
So
I go one step farther.
what's that?
Spay and neuter your pets and yourselves.
If you don't have a job.
Thanks, Bob Barker.
No, but I mean, yeah, I don't think after 3 months it should be allowed. I just don't.
Yeah, well,
I just don't.
It depends. It entirely depends on the situation. There are situations where
Well, if it's medically
yeah, of course.
necessary,
There-
something like that,
you know,
yes,
there-
yes, yes,
you know,
yes.
yet.
I mean,
you know,
you're casual
after
using
th-
abortion as
But
birth
after 3
control.
months, a woman will know that she's pregnant.
Maybe
would
if you're a
hope.
drug addict, you
For
wouldn't.
3 months.
Maybe if
Yeah.
you're just completely cluelessly
Well,
stupid,
but
you
so-
don't.
Yeah, okay, but that's I think that's not the majority of women. The majority of women
Mm.
know they're pregnant for 3 months. They should be able to make a decision with regards to what they want to do.
I would
And
think.
they should have a morning after pill.
Yeah.
Or that's a little bit longer lasting. So instead of just the morning after, maybe the week after, some other thing where you're not having these surgical kind of things, the risks of surgery, because that's not a risk-free procedure. No surgery is risk-free.
Mm-mm.
You know, my friend Joyce, she lived in upstate New York and she had a lot of situations where she was talking to me about how in her stepdaughter's high school, it was like a thing to do. It was like a club.
Yep.
You haven't had an abortion yet? What's wrong with you? I
Mhm.
mean, it was almost like a status symbol. And it's like, why do we get to that
I,
point?
mean, I have a hard time wrapping my head around
I,
that.
I did too. And it was very upsetting to her. And she's a very, 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 very liberal person, but it was very upsetting to hear these girls just act like it was
Well,
like
you know,
going out and
I
buying
think-
some shoes.
Yep.
So the same question is, you haven't had gonorrhea yet?
I know.
You haven't had pelvic inflammatory disease yet? Oh, what's wrong with
Yeah.
you? Let's get out there and have unprotected sex and get these venereal diseases.
get some
I'm sorry,
herpes.
STDs. Get these venereal diseases.
Yeah.
You haven't had lymphogranuloma venereum. Oh, let's get out there and get some of that.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
It's
just,
there are
Because-
some circles where that
because
is like go to Reddit.
they come
People are
hand
like,
in hand.
oh well, you've had HPV a few times, totally normal.
Yeah.
Everyone's got herpes. Just catch it. Doesn't matter.
Well, you get yourself secondary syphilis or tertiary
Mhm.
syphilis. That matters.
I mean,
How did this come up?
Redditors are like the least.
I don't
like,
know.
They're not human.
Now we're talking about venereal disease. Great. Well, what other movies are around?
Wait a minute, I got to ask you a question because you're a doctor. You're a doctor. How are they making these people swim in the sand when it's infected with E. coli?
Well, just don't drink it.
Oh, maybe they've pre-treated them. I don't.
if
pre-treated
you're
them.
swimming as hard as you can
You're
in some
gonna-
sort of triathlon, you're going to sometimes just gulp
Get
a
a
little
little-
water.
get a
I mean,
little
you're
water.
just gonna.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
pretty
know.
impossible
I don't
to
know how they're going
not.
to protect them from the E. coli unless they've just bleached that section of the river.
Why would you want to swim in a city or river anyway?
You
I
got
mean, there
that
are no
right.
clean city or rivers. There
No.
never have been.
No.
We used to use them as our sewage systems,
Well, I think Paris still does.
and a lot of places still do. I mean,
Well, no, I mean,
I don't know.
municipalities have permission to dump, I don't know how many
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands of gallons of raw sewage into a river.
Yep.
Right.
They still do it. They all still do it.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
okay. Where's
Because
gross.
supposedly rivers are self-cleaning. As it rolls down, as the water goes, it's supposed to clean it out. And every single city
don't drink the
has
water in New
sewage.
Orleans.
Well, they had to
in there.
spend $1.5 billion to clean it, and it's still bad. So that should tell you something.
In the sand, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
$1.5 billion to clean it, and it's still filthy.
Yep.
Great.
Well, Lake Minnetonka.
It's pretty gross.
Well, there you go.
It's
Last
pretty gross
year,
from dog manure and dog filth that's washed into the river whenever there's a hard rain.
yep.
People don't clean up their lawns.
So in
along the lake.
2022,
Really?
they dumped 1.9 million cubic meters of untreated wastewater into the Seine.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Cubic meters.
Look up Minneapolis.
A
They
cubic
all
meter
do
is a big ass cube. Let me tell you that much.
That's right. Yeah,
Get it? Big ass cube with the turds.
Yes.
27 cubic feet.
Look, Nana over there getting phone calls. I haven't
it.
gotten
My
one.
brother Terry
Maybe.
with his move to Boise.
Was he
It's
bragging
Boise, by the way.
It's
Just in
not
case.
Boise. It's
Not
Boise.
It's
Let's see.
Boise.
That many cubic meters is, I can't read this number without inserting
not
Wait a
commas
second.
into it.
Wait, oh, no.
501 million gallons.
Okay, Andy, could you please put
Gross.
it in the topical volume of choice, which is Olympic-sized swimming pools?
Let's see. Those two Olympic
How many Olympic-sized swimming pools of poo are in the river every day?
So an Olympic pool is 660,000 gallons. So we'll just divide this number by
Oh
660,000.
no, I don't want this visual.
760 Olympic-sized swimming pools full of untreated wastewater, right into the
Poop
sand.
water.
Brown and particular
Oh.
particulate matter filled.
Ish.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, you go more than once. I've snorkeled or been swimming in areas where I see turds in the bottom of bottom, under the bottom. Yeah, I mean, obviously we were in Marseille.
Well, that's
We
no
went to
good.
the beach there, and I was swimming. And I go, oh, there's a bunch of turds in here. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
And we went to Virgin Gorda, the Baz at Virgin Gorda in the Caribbean, and they said, "Oh, it's the most beautiful place in the world. Oh, you'll love it. It is just so great." And I was snorkeling there. I said, "There's a bunch of turds and toilet paper on the bottom of the ocean here, where these sailboats dump their filth into the
Oh,
ocean."
yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
do.
like, well, this is gross. Get out of the water.
We've all seen those aerial satellite pictures of all the turds coming out of Africa into the
Yep.
water.
Right. Yep.
And yeah,
Well, it's
You can see individual turds.
you can see it just like a river of shit.
it's a very high definition satellite photograph.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, and probably there's a trail behind a lot of the cruise ships.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
you get out to a certain past, I don't know, 20
well,
miles, 30
supposedly
miles,
the
100
fish
miles.
eat it or something.
sure.
I'm sure
Well,
they do, but
Yeah, they do.
Why do they eat that?
Why
Because
not?
Why not? Free meal.
they can.
Why do dogs eat their own poop?
Yeah, exactly.
My dog is very persnickety. He's like, if he smells a turd, he's like sticks his nose up in the air and it's like, gross.
Unless
I'm
it's
not going
unless
here.
It's a really good turd, then they'll eat it.
Daisy goes after the cats.
Yeah,
Dogs. Oh, and
Yes.
Ethan's.
dogs will do
Oh,
that. And
Yep.
Ethan's.
It used to be.
Oh,
She
I
used to eat out of Ethan's toilet whenever.
Oh, gross.
Yep.
Okay, let's get back to before the devil knows you're dead.
Andy, you had a smile on your face, like you may have enabled that.
No, we did
You
not
may have
enable that.
enabled that
Really
behavior.
gross.
That's extraordinarily gross, but it's like
extraordinarily gross.
for a while there, she would just like she'd wait when he's on the potty.
Of course.
And then, as soon as he gets up and we have to go wipe him off and everything, she darts over. It's like,
Daisy, you're so
why?
gross.
Why are you so gross?
I
Yeah.
see that dog in a new light.
And our
Mhm.
shepherd liked to eat the horse manure.
Yeah,
They loved
most
it.
dogs like that a lot.
Which is
Before
weird
the
because
devil
it's
knows you're dead.
basically just grass. But I guess
It's the
dogs
gross show.
dogs do eat grass.
This
So
is a gross show.
It's the gross
man.
show.
Okay.
Anyway, back to movies. I don't even.
Yeah, so let's go
Right.
back to the movie. So, what are the four that were recommended to us?
Yeah.
Before the devil knows you're
Well,
dead.
we just. I don't even know why Ferris Bueller stayed
was
off.
recommended to us on my
No.
my website.
Oh, it was.
Yes,
Okay.
Ferris Bueller was recommended to us. Phenomenal movie. We
yeah,
had
I
never
had
seen
never
it.
seen it.
I had
Laughed
not
my
either.
butt
So you-
off.
And who's the
We
who's
saw.
the guy who's the guy that's in there?
The star of it,
No, not the star of it. He's the teacher.
Ben Stein.
Ben
Stein.
Stein.
Ben
Yeah, he's
Stein.
terrific.
Andy,
Bueller.
look up the 10
Bueller.
things you probably didn't know about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. One of them was
I don't know anything
that
about
Ben Stein was a friend of John Hughes's. And he
Mhm.
never had acted or been on TV or anything before, and he just was picked because of his way of talking,
Oh,
Bueller.
Bueller.
his flat way of talking. Another one that I remember from the 10 things was the scene where he's singing the Beatles song in downtown Chicago
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's dancing to it. There's a window washer that was shaking his butt, and some other like city worker. That was
Mhm.
not part of the movie, but they
Huh.
caught it on film. So I don't know what they do. Get a
Louis Anderson's
somebody
in it, but doesn't
$10.
talk.
Yeah, he shows
Huh.
up at the
He
door.
shows up at the door and he doesn't talk.
Yeah, we were like, "Is
Wow.
that Louis?" He
Oh,
looked like
God
such a
rest his soul.
baby.
He looked like a little baby.
Well, that was what 1986.
Yeah, he's got a long
Four?
time ago.
Wow.
That's an
Long
old
time
movie,
ago.
but it really was funny.
What'd you find out, Andy?
I mean, what am I finding out?
10. There was 10 things that you probably
There's
didn't know
7 billion of those. I can
Oh.
tell you that much.
Oh, really?
about. Oh.
Yes.
The 7 billion, 10
I
things
guess-
you didn't know about Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Apparently, Ben Stein's scene was improvised.
It was. Yep.
Oh,
Bueller.
Why? And that's
Bueller.
another good question. I wonder
Snap.
how much of movies are improvisation.
Yeah, it'd
These
be
days,
interesting.
Probably
0.
not much.
You think?
Oh, absolutely. The
Okay.
directors and the script writers, they're so high off their own stuff.
Yeah.
But I wonder about this Deadpool. I wonder how much of that.
That may be, but I don't know. I mean, the CGI budgets and the script writing budgets, and it's like they got a deadline to meet. They probably just read your script.
Well, we were watching watching the credits as they rolled, waiting for the stinger, and the thing about that, there were over 100 people that just did like 2D animation,
Yep.
not
Oh.
3D animation.
Oh, really?
There was a huge army who did some of this animation, and so that was impressive to see.
Oh, we recently beat a game called Horizon Forbidden West, which is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. And the credits for Horizon Forbidden West, it was like 45 minutes of just scrolling past animators. The amount of people, because every single rock has to be animated and textured and shaded.
And
Every single
lit.
tree, all the lighting, all the shading, all of everything, every little texture has to be done by someone. And these giant open worlds, they have to hire hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of animators just for like the background scenery that you never even look at.
Wow.
You walk past some tree, and that was some guy's like month that he spent on
or more.
just making that tree right there.
Surprising. I wonder, will AI be able to just make that quick? No?
Probably pretty soon. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that AI would be actually very good at, is just like making rocks. Cause it's like, it's a rock, just not that complicated.
Yeah.
You can make the mesh. The AI can make the mesh. It can make the textures. That's not a problem. That'll speed things up a lot.
Charlie from Albuquerque, we know him.
Charlie.
He says to watch 3 O'Clock High.
You just mentioned that on the chat.
Oh, did he?
Find it
3
on
o'clock high.
Apple TV if you have it. Of course, we
And
do. We have
what's
everything.
it? Yeah, we do. What's it about?
I don't know.
Is it a war movie?
3 O'Clock High? I don't know.
3 o'clock high. There was a O'Clock High, the war movie about B-17
That's what I thought.
bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B-17 bomb.
Snapshot?
It's about a high school reporter who's writing a story on a new kid who had a violent past.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
And then it's
Who's in it?
the guy challenges the reporter to a fight, and it's about the lead up to that fight.
Who's in it?
He's like trying to who is in it? Let's find out. No one I've ever heard of. Casey Simubs,
Yeah. Cases and Mibubs.
Yeah.
Anne Ryan, Richard Tyson, Jeffrey Tambor. Oh, I've heard of him.
Jeffrey Tambor, yeah.
Philip Baker Hall and John P. Ryan.
Yeah. Not a lot of people I've
So-
heard of.
Another one, 2 Snapshot or Step Brothers.
Step Brothers
Anybody?
I've seen.
Step Brothers, I don't think you would like.
No, it's not that good.
It's not Dad's kind of movie.
How
I
about
can tell that much.
Snapshot?
Yeah, I know what Snapshot is. I do not know what that is.
2018. Oh, you mean the 1979 Australian thriller?
I don't know.
Probably
He didn't.
not.
Granite
not.
Ridge Falcons is his handle. He did not specify what they were about.
Well, it had a
or
budget of
anything.
$300,000.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
that was
Not-
another Ferris Bueller one. It cost $5 million to make it, and they made over $70 million.
I don't
Not
doubt
bad.
it.
Not
Oh.
bad at all.
Here we go.
Not
2018 film. That's probably the one he's talking about.
Snapshot.
Did Ben Stein take points?
I hope so.
I hope so.
He was a financial guy. He was smart. Probably just thought, oh, it'll be a hoot.
So what do you got, Andy?
There's not a lot of information about it,
Oh, so
actually.
Patrick says Shakes the Clown. We've seen Shakes the
Yeah, we've
Clown.
seen
That
Shakes the
was
Clown,
what's
yep.
his face? Your friend.
My former friend.
Former
Doesn't
friend.
talk to me anymore.
Former
He
friend.
became a way far lefty.
God, what the heck was his name?
Bobcat?
Bobcat. He
Goldthwait,
was on the
yeah.
podcast in the early days.
Oh, a lot. He used to show up all the time. Who was the local woman that was on a TV show? Was it Lori Anderson? Was that her name? But he found that she was on the show, so he just showed up at the door, and those two kids didn't get along too well. Remember her?
Lori Anderson.
Oh, what the hell show was she on? She was on Lori something. Maybe it wasn't Anderson. She's from Minnesota, blonde woman, very pretty blonde woman.
Was she the Miss America?
She was on our show?
Oh, yeah, she was on a couple times. She came in and did the show
I don't know.
a couple of
who that
times, but
could
I
be.
can't remember her name now.
A
But
pretty blonde woman.
but
Well, we've had
Bobcat
lots
went
of
after
those
her
on
like
here.
there was no tomorrow, and she did not appreciate it.
Oh, well.
I can't remember the TV show she was on either. She was on a big show. Oh, WKRP. She was
Lonnie Anderson?
Lonnie Anderson. Yeah,
I don't remember
that's
her
who it
being
was.
on
She
the
went after
podcast.
Lonnie Anderson.
I think she was
Yeah.
dead by the time we started.
She's
the
not
podcast.
dead still.
She's alive.
She's not dead?
No. God, it's like, where'd you come up with
I
that?
don't know. I thought she was dead.
She-
Sorry.
well,
Sorry,
I-
Lonnie.
I saw her open for Louis Anderson. Lonnie Anderson opened for Louis Anderson. We saw
Oh,
him
did she really?
a long time ago.
Anderson
Yeah.
and Anderson.
Josh was 4 or 5 or 3.
She was a very nice person, but for some reason, Bobcat just wouldn't leave her alone. It was something to see.
He is an actor.
Yes, indeed. So, what were the other two we watched? We watched 4 movies so far, recommended by our listeners, and all
I told
4
you.
of them
Ferris
have been
Bueller's Day Off, Big
Okay.
Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
The one we saw last night.
Before the Devil Knows You're Dead,
Deepwater
and Deepwater Horizon.
Horizon.
All 4 of them.
That
really
was
good movies.
anxiety inducing.
Oh yeah,
That was.
I'm not.
Because that's the submarine, right?
No,
No,
it's
that's
an
oil.
oil
Oil.
platform.
A platform.
Do you know those things are actually boats?
Yeah.
Oh, Deepwater
They float.
Horizon was that oil spill.
Yeah.
Right.
It was actually really
Exploded.
well done.
was.
But it was very scary. I
Oh,
like,
I know.
how does anybody get on that
and you
thing?
know the outfit. You know the outcomes.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Is
don't
that the
know.
one where they
Over
had
1,000
to?
people died on that thing.
Is that the one where they
1,000?
had to
I
scrub
think so.
ducks with the toothbrush?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was the biggest oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico.
But it exploded too.
And it was all because they
1,000
didn't
people died?
test.
I don't know.
I think
about that.
so. Wasn't it?
I don't think it's 1,000.
Deepwater
people.
Horizon.
No.
How many people died, Andy?
No, it was 11 people died.
Oh, 1,000, 11. What's the difference?
Ha-
Nana.
More than 11 people died in the movie. People were dying all over the
What-
place in the movie.
What is it? What is it? What is it, Tom? I had 1,000. There's lots of gallon of
Lost
blood.
a gallon of blood.
Not a bit of exaggeration.
Only 11?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, the movie made it look worse.
That was the Crusher, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
I got
said
1,000
Oh.
stitches, lost a gallon of blood.
1,000 people died in this thing. This
Well, it was
movie.
11, but 1,000, 11, whatever it was.
Well, that's pretty amazing because it looked a lot worse in the movie.
God, it's a
I'm
great
sorry.
movie.
1,000 people died in this movie.
How many people even work on an oil rig? I don't think it's
I
a
don't
thousand.
know.
No, the rigs don't. They don't
They're
hold
not
that
that
many
big.
people.
I don't
100,
know, there were a
maybe
lot of
200, because they shift around the clock, so
Yeah, they do.
people are on and
Well, they
off.
left some people behind.
Yeah.
I don't know if the movie was actually true to the actual
Yeah,
story
you
or
never
if
know.
it was,
True,
know,
I've never seen a movie based on true events that was actually true.
yeah.
Most rigs have about 200 people on board.
200.
But I
Oh,
wonder
God.
if it's true that they just didn't pour the cement or test the cement
It was the
platform properly.
the wellhead blew out. It wasn't sealed properly.
Right.
Yeah, because of the cement, right?
I don't know.
don't.
Oh,
Well, that's
know
what the movie
exactly.
said. The movie said that they never tested the cement and so they ran some different tests. It failed, the initial one. So they said, "Oh, well, we're going to do another one on the other side of this thing," and that passed. So they're like, "Okay, we're fine." And then the thing blows up.
Everything's good to go. No
yeah,
problem.
I think it leaked oil for over a couple of months.
yeah, and then they went down and they capped it in the industry.
That was something else.
How do you
And,
no
cap
question
something
about it.
like that?
and oil leaks out of the ocean floor all the time.
Yes,
But how
it
do
does.
how
Oh,
do
it
you
does,
cap
yeah.
something like that? That's just a geyser. And it was 3 miles deep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
You know that they figure it out. They get down there with their drones.
I didn't
sea
even know
drones,
the
and-
Gulf of Mexico was that deep anywhere. I thought it was fairly shallow. 3,000 feet's pretty deep.
No, it depends on where it is. You know, Meteor does a pretty good job of opening things up.
So I want to thank all
That's true.
all the listeners that have recommended movies so far, because seriously, we've watched 4 or 5 and all of them have been really, really good.
Yes,
movies.
go on my X account, KB the First, and give us more recommendations.
Or Tom Bernard on Facebook.
Or Tom Bernard on Facebook.
So there you go. We can get it all covered. All right. Closing words. Anyone?
A lot of great movies. Older movies have stood the test of time. And
Mike
the ones that
Complaint
people-
says, watch Ride with the Devil.
Ooh, Ride with the Devil.
Yeah.
Another devil movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Watch every movie that has the word devil in it.
Devil Wears Prada was
You'll-
really good.
You'll be there for a while, trust me.
Yeah.
All right. That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Every time I hear the same, reminds me how you talking.